then need to leave your moon to dry. So I do see a lot of videos where people will hair dry the watercolour to speed up that process. I personally never do that. I really like to embrace the slow vibe of painting and just give it time to dry. Make a cup of tea, stare into space for a little bit, listen to a podcast, but it's really nice to, like I said, embrace the process. Of course you can speed up the drying in between layers, but I feel like you're missing a little bit of the magic by doing that. So this is now reasonably dry, and again, you could just leave it like this and that would be a really nice moon, but you could also begin to add in texture. So I have swapped my brush now for this detailed brush, and what I'm going to start to do now is use a little bit less water and a little bit more of the paint. So loading up my brush, slightly darker colour again, and then going on to the moon. And what I usually like to do with mine is start to create a little bit of an outline. So what you can do is create that fairly sort of strong to start off with, then go to your water, add in some water to your brush, and then what you do is you go to the inside edge of that line that you've just painted and you just start to take the edge off. And this is a bit of a process. You keep going back to the water and then using the water to blend that edge, and I'm doing these little circular movements to get the harshness of that line off. So what you can see there is it's kind of still quite harsh. So again, water on the brush, not so much that it's going to bleed the rest of what you've done, taking that onto that edge and moving it around. And then what I would quite often do is work that back into the centre so that it's not quite such an obvious line. Yeah, so you start to get a little bit more depth, a little bit more detail. And the same thing you can do again with your craters. So you can go into the middle, start to create these little spots, which at the moment are quite dark. You might like to leave them like that, but you can also again go to your brush, get some more water, and then just go back on top and start to smooth those out a little bit more. And the really great thing with watercolours is you can keep going back in and working on it. So if you do something you don't like, it's really easy to just go back in with water, with more colour, and just change what you've done. So really nice teaching on impermanence. Likewise though, sometimes if you've done something you're really pleased with and you put too much water on, you can sort of mess it all up. And again, that's a really nice teaching on impermanence, when you sort of are attached to something and then you see it all just be swept away with water. Okay, so I think for me, I'm happy with that for the moment. So I'm going to again leave that to dry.